Happy Flosstube Friday, everyone! My name is Kari, and this is Tiger Lily Designs. Welcome to Flosstube episode. I didn't check what number we're at. Yay! Oh my goodness. So, I'm here. Yay! This is gonna be short and sweet, but I missed you guys last week. I'm gonna give you a little life update at the end of the video to tell you, A, why I went MIA here on YouTube and Instagram. I kind of feel like I went radio silent, and I've got a story as to why, but in case you're here for just some stitching goodness enabling, welcome. My name is Kari. This is Tiger Lily Designs. My channel is mainly about cross stitch, quilting, DIY, finishing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, lots of stitchy fun. So today's floss tube, I've got one stitch to show you guys. Mostly because of my family story update later on, but this is a beauty that did not get any love last floss tube. So there is lots of updates to show you. And without further ado, let me show you Miss Mary. If you don't know, I started Miss Mary Morgan's, which is a pattern by Fox and Rabbit. It was a birthday start for me here in 2022. So January 31st, 2022, I started this pattern, Fox and Rabbit. This sweet sampler just stole my heart. The colors, I mean, yum. So the colors, here they are like in real life. I don't have my ring light. We're using the sun, the real light coming in my side window, and I think it's doing us a good representation about those true colors. You can see I definitely need to go hit up my DMC store to replenish a couple of those frequently used colors. But let me show you where we are. Now, this is your first time seeing Mary. Be prepared to be amazed. She is fantastic. I do have a SAL on Instagram. Lots of stitchy friends have joined and are doing different, starting in different corners or page starts or the alphabets or the borders or the fabrics. I think all of us. I can't remember one who's not, but I think everyone is staying true to the called for DMC. It's a list of course, if you hadn't asked me, hold on just a minute. Sorry for that interruption, although it wasn't an interruption because I've got this magic video editing, but you know, I gotta answer the phone and I'll tell you why later. But back to Mary. I was saying, I don't think anybody everyone is using the called for DMCs. Like, I don't think anybody in the hashtag right here. Here's my hashtag on social media if you want to come follow along or play along or stitch along. I know that this pattern is hard to get in like real tangible copy, but you can go, Fox and Rabbit has the PDF pattern download. So if that's your jam, and it's DMC, so the biggest thing is you need a big old piece of fabric to stitch her because she is a monster. She is 289 by 291. Almost a square. I stitch on Aida, and so I'm stitching mine on a 16 count Aida that was hand dyed by LFA Linens, sold to me as a kit from Treehouse Fiber Arts. Unfortunately, Rachel and Sue don't have any more kits available. I know, shucks, right? Because the fabric is gorgeous, but 16 count Aida. She ended up giving me, I think it's a 24 inch by 24 inch piece of custom fabric. So that's the pickle of it all, is you'll have to find a big old fabric. If you stitch on super tiny count, 40 count, I don't know how much smaller it gets. You can do the math. But she's a beauty nonetheless. So let me just show you, and let me show you the stitching, how far I've come, where she is, and then we'll talk a little bit about her. So, I mean, are you excited? Okay, I'm excited. She's going on my wall. So maybe you're not as excited as I am. But, okay, let me get out of the picture. Make sure, hopefully you're still seeing. I know I don't have anything behind me. Hopefully you're not getting the shadows. But this stitch, of course, the rose. Let's just take a hot minute. That That is what brought me to this beauty, is the rainbow rose. I know that a Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, she called this the Lisa Frank SAL. And as a child of the 80s, I could totally embrace and love everything about that. Because yes, I saw the color crazy Lisa Frank reference immediately. So let's talk about what I've done. You know, just in case this is your first time, I do want to tell you, I have made a couple pattern changes. First being up in the alphabet. The alphabet was missing 2 letters. It started missing the I, and it started missing the Y. I couldn't have a sampler on my wall missing 2 letters. And I know that's not historically accurate, and please, don't be a hater on me because I changed the historical. I mean, I love Mary and all she did in the history of it, but it's going to hang in my home for hopefully like years and years and years and years and years. And I couldn't. I had to. So I charted an I and I charted a Y, hopefully using inspiration, and hopefully Miss Mary's okay with it. So then you come down below and you've got the middle section. It's almost like 3 different sections. There's the top alphabet section, which those letters, I mean, come on. Each letter is 3 different colors and sets of 3, except for the sets of 4 because I added a letter. But then you come down in the middle section, and the middle section is like where the party is. So we've got the rose, which was where I started. I started smack dab in the middle, got right on it. And then I went ahead and I took that rainbow stripe at the bottom, went over to the edge border line so that I could stitch the border. So I did a single stitch all around. Now you can see the border's it's not complicated. It's very repetitive. Also, the border had some creative counting, and I missed it because I was like, well, 10 stitches, let's just go. So I did it if it was symmetric. Learned later on that there is some creative counting. So I think mine might be an extra 2 stitches wider, maybe 1 stitch longer because of the counting creativities that were charted, and I made mine symmetric just because I just blindly went. So what I did is I stitched that green line first all the way around, got my borders to connect. And so now what I do every once in a while when I'm stitching and I don't want to have to reference a chart and count and look and do, I come back to, like this morning, I was working on just these blue or these purple little, I don't even know, little purple buds. And then I'll add the purple insides and then the yellow tips of the florals and then the crosses. But that is something with the pattern that I can easily just, put a couple threads, put a couple strands in there and blindly do in the morning just to make progress, but not have to pull out the charts and the highlighters and all the things. So one other thing I wanted to show you, just in case you're looking at mine and it looks a little different than yours, you will see that cute little flower. Well, that one's not done. Let's look at this one. This one's completely done. Done my way. It's done the Kari way because I missed a bobble. You will see right here, there is the vase and then 1 green bobble. Well, the pattern has 2 green bobbles. So it makes it about 5 stitches taller. So this is supposed to be moved. Anyway, there will be some creative charting of the bird. Like there'll be more creative charting along the way, and I'm okay with it. Let me just show you the pattern one more time and talk about, so, right now I'm continuing to work on this side. And see these birds right here? That's what I'm talking about. The extra bobble. So now my birds are going to be lower. I can't even have these birds because mine are too close to this tree. So those birds, I think I'm going to have to put somewhere else. Speaking of somewhere else, so this saying right here is a Welsh biblical quotation that I'm going to rechart something. I want to chart something. I'm going to be on the lookout at some point. I will look for a chart, a saying, a quote, a poem. It can't be too long. It's not that huge of a space, but something about colors and happiness and because that's what it is, really. Colors. You can see my quote, my color wall behind me. Colors just make me happy. It's kind of just, you know, you'll walk in my house and you'll see it's just color everywhere. And that's what this is going to be. This is the anchor of my crazy sampler wall. If you follow me on Instagram, I've shared a couple other ones that are coming down the pipe. I showed you guys last episode, wasn't last week, 2 weeks ago, a Hands Across the Sea gorgeous floral sampler that will also go on this wall. Kansas City Girl just released a fantastic complimentary, like it is the sister of Mary. I mean, at least they at least went to the creative color school together, because this Thriza is what it is. I don't remember the full name, but I will link her down below. She just released a pattern. It's Thriza something, and it's fantastic. Also charted in DMC, and she charted it in 2 different colorways, the crazy wild colors, which of course is my jam, or the muted aged colorways. Both look beautiful. She actually stitched them both. Like, wow, her needle must have been flying, but they are both gorgeous. And so check that out. That is going to come. That is in the rotation once Miss Mary, and I mean, I'm getting closer. 3 sections. I feel like I'm making pretty good progress. I mean, it's only been 2 months, 8 weeks, 10 weeks. And this is not, except for this last 2 weeks, which has been monogamous, but it hasn't been the dedication that I usually give to my stitching. But anywho, I feel really good about the progress. So that's my stitching, but I do want to show you guys, I got some haul this week and I wanted to share one with you, and one comes with a giveaway. So let's just start with that one because it's fun. So I got a couple like shipments here on the table to share with you. I had no problem ordering. It's the finding the time that stitch. Got a little tricky on that part, but the ordering, I got that. Stash is still coming. Don't worry. So the one thing that came in my order, I did order some fabric and some floss. I got a 1, 2, 3 order, but of course I don't have the full order in front of me. I just have this one piece. So the rest of it, I'll show you next week, of the floss and the fabric and such. But the one thing that I wanted to show you this week, because I'm going to give away the other one, is I finally sucked it up and decided that if I am going to be color converting for Mania. Now, if you're new here, yay! Are you excited? Okay, so I am still doing Mania, and you'll be like, really, Kari? Like, when you hear what I got going on, you'll be like, ain't nobody got time. I do. I am super focused, super organized, and I'll show you some of my organization tips and tricks because I'm pretty excited about one of them. But I'm super organized on my Mania, and my Mania starts May 1. It actually doesn't start May 1 because I'm doing Monday through Friday, and I think it's May 3rd. May 3rd is a Monday? May 2nd. Monday through Friday. In May, I will be coming on and doing 1 video a day, Monday through Fridays, and showing you guys a new design, a new designer, a new pattern, and I'm kitting them up. Moral of the story, circle back around, Kari. So I'm kitting them up mostly with doing a color conversion. That's kind of like the Kari twist on things. I do love a charted, like I have no problem staying on point, following directions. Like with Miss Mary, colors were perfect, and I stayed on task. But sometimes on these smalls, so my Mania has a hashtag. It's called Fill the Dough Mania. It's Fill the Bowl Mania. Here it is right here. Please go and follow it on Instagram if you're there and play along. So all of the patterns will be small dough bowl patterns. Each week has a theme. Like, I'm not going to go over the whole thing again because hopefully, if you want to know more, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, I gave you like the whole kit and caboodle of what my Mania is going to be. But what I decided as I was kitting up last week, the week before maybe, that I decided I needed to upgrade my DMC color conversion because most of these smalls, they're independent Etsy designers. So there's a lot of them are small and house and super great. Love to support small. That is my jam. So, but I wanted to at least stay true to their color, like what family they wanted. So I've had this for about 2 years, maybe 3. And this is just the color card by DMC, right? Okay. It's this fold up 6 folder. Of course, it's a nice cardstock. Okay. But the key with this one, this is the colors as printed. Okay. That's just a printed colorway. At the time, that was all I could get when I was shopping. So this must have been in the heyday of you know what. So this is what I could get. And so I just got it and I did it. But I decided that I needed to upgrade. And so it was available. So I added to my cart the DMC Color Card. Same concept, right? Except this one is the actual thread. So this actually has DMC, sorry for the noises, I'll explain them in a bit. This actually has the DMC floss. So it's like a 3-dimensional, you can see it's got a little bit of raised wrapped around a little cardstock. So this is what I got myself. I treated myself to the upgrade. So what does that mean? That means I want to pass this to somebody who wants to try their hand at the DMC. This is a great beginner way to start. Like I said, I've used this one. It's well loved, but not you. I mean, lots of life left. And so what I want you to put in, we're going to do standard YouTube giveaway rules. So down in the comments below, I want you to put the word folder, because we're just going to call it a folder. So please use the word folder in your comment. Make sure that you're a subscriber. Make sure you like the video. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me take another call. It's going to be one of those days. Hopefully my video editing skills are on point and I've merged all this stuff together and you don't even know, except for the fact that I'm telling you that I took another break again. Sorry. Out of breath, just ran up 2 flights of stairs. Okay, so folder, comment down below, like, subscribe, comment. Next week, I will use the YouTube random comment picker to pick the winner to pass along this DMC folder of the printed color ones. So hopefully that's fun for you guys. Okay, so let me just show you my organization since I kind of teased it on what I'm super excited about kitting up my organization. Of course, I didn't bring, hold on, I'll go grab it. Whew, back. Okay, so if you were here for Flossmas, now Flossmas was back in December. That was so like 4 months ago. But Flossmas, I did the same kind of concept, totally different. It was all Christmas themes. This is different. There's a different theme. But wait, it's gonna be great. Not the same stuff. Concept, same stuff, different. But I'm using the same, I don't want to show you. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure the little thing is blocking my pattern, because I don't want to ruin the surprise for you. But so I'm using the same Amazon. I will link these down below. These are my favorite, okay, I'm a project bag maker. We'll talk about that a little later. But so I should have oodles of project bag, but I don't. So especially when I'm doing 20 projects, 20 new starts basically in May. And so I get this package from Amazon. It's 30 of them for $13, I think. Perfect. So what I've got in here, this is one of the ones. I'm not going to show you too fast, but see, pattern and this card. I'll show you the blank card because I do have the blank one to show you. So what I had printed up, okay, so I've tried different organization systems as to how I keep track of, because people always come back and ask me what fabric did you use? What was your color conversion? I've tried the journals, there's that cross stitch journal from Fat Quarter Shop, which is really cute. I will link it down below if you're a journal tracker keeper. I'm a planner. I love paper. I can plan with the best of them. I never got into the tracking of the journal, I guess, because I was keeping, it just wasn't able to, if I had 30 different whips, which I have way more than that right now, it's a little bit of a problem. But if I have all these different whips, and sometimes I take, 3 whips with me to go away for the weekend or whatever, like I just didn't feel, I didn't want to have to carry also my journal with me. Like I already had too much. So what I decided is I just wanted some kind, I used to have, and if you've been around for a while, you've probably seen my super creative little Post-its. Not creative, it's just a Post-it note that would say like called for color 1, 2, 3, 4. I converted it to Weeks Dye Works purple or whatever. And so it was just a Post-it that I would stick to the back of the pattern. Not scientific. Certainly not something that I could reference 6 months from now. Like when I show you a finish, I just showed you a finish on Instagram, I think, and I felt horrible that I couldn't tell you. Thankfully, I wasn't doing color conversions then, so it was all called for, so we're good. But I couldn't tell you what fabric was. Couldn't tell you. It wasn't called for fabric. I usually don't use called for fabric, mainly because I can't get it, and mainly because I like to use my own stash indoor Patrick dye fabric. But so I couldn't tell you because I wasn't keeping track, and so I feel like it's not a responsibility. I mean, this isn't like a job that I'm doing, but I'm doing it for fun, and it's fun to help my stitchy friends. I want to be able to answer your questions and help you, that if you like my stitch and you like the way I finished it or the color conversion or the things that I changed, I want to be able to reference back and show you what I did. But the journals weren't cutting it. So I thought about, okay, so let's take the Post-it note theory that I can get a hold of, that I can work on. And then I moved it to index cards, and I was like, yeah, this is still, so this is a Tiger Lily 4x6 postcard that I had that I designed and I printed up. And so if you were, they just debuted, I printed them for me, as I just explained as to you why. But I'm also I'm putting one into my project keeper things. And let me know if you guys like them. I can add maybe if you want 10 of them or 20. I don't know. Like, that's not why I did it. But if you got a project keeper from the April 15th release, yeah, it's the 21st. So hopefully, like, some of them are out in the world now, and you got one of these in the mail and you liked it. Maybe. If not, let me know. And if you have any changes, I got like 500 or 1,000 printed, so the changes won't be enacted quickly, because I don't think I'll go through them that fast. But if next time when I do it, if you're like, oh, add this to it, all for it. Love some ideas. Tell me. But so obviously I just put my logo and some colored rainbow thread on the front because that's fun. And then, so let me show you what I've got on the back. So the top is just my project information. I added a line for the name of the pattern, the designer, the fabric, the start date, the finish date, the size. And then because the whole thing was I'm custom color converting lots and lots of the patterns now, I added 12 different slots. No, I'm sorry, it's 15, 5 per thing. Called for and substitution. So up to 15 threads. You can put your called for in here, and then put what you substituted, and then any other random notes. Now, as you can know, remember I told you, I'm already kitting up my Mania, slow and steady. I still got, 9 days? Plenty of time. But I'm going to get it kitted up. And so I'm going to start putting the fabrics and the flosses and making my notes. What I'm actually doing on some of these that are like DMC called for, it's, 310. If the symbol, like I'm putting the symbol, like the triangle, the star or whatever, I'm putting the symbol, the called for number, and then the whatever I replace it with. So that way, hopefully, when I'm sitting there stitching, I don't have to reference the card and then reference the original to then reference the chart. That's the plan. I'll let you know how it works out. But I'm pretty excited about these little project information sheets. So that way I can throw them in each of my project bags, right? Bags. And I'll have all my information right there handy in the project bag. And then when I'm done, I made them 4x6 so that they can go like get one of those cute little, back when we used to print photos. Do you remember the day? Back in the 90s, when you would take a roll of film to Walgreens and then go back 2 days later and then, yeah. Anyway, so they have those albums still. I still think they exist. That you can get those 4x6 albums for photos. And that way I can just keep that somewhere in my shelf. And that way when someone asks me, whether it's 2 months from now or 2 years from now, I can go back and reference my book because I will have my project information card and be able to tell you guys, oh, I stitched that on this, or oh, that red, I used this. That's my plan. I'm just trying to be organized a little bit at a time. So that was my new little tip, trick, fun. I got a couple more things to haul, then we'll go into life update, and then we're gonna close it up. Okay, so I'm not gonna flip through this. I think I've already seen 3 people that have already flipped through it on YouTube, so I'm not gonna be the 4th, but I got myself my magazine. And if you don't subscribe to this magazine, I feel like I plugged it so much in March Madness, so many M's. But the fact that it comes with the electronic subscription when you do the print version, it's pretty exciting. I got my Anabellas. Oh my goodness. Okay. I have 2 things of good news regarding Anabellas. My Anabellas Market haul came in. Super excited about it. Let me just show you what I got. Not that you haven't seen these patterns, but just in case, someday I will be stitching these. So let's stitch together. Adorn Your Heart. I know the other house, I feel like is a little more popular, but this is the one that spoke to me. So I love the saying, adorn your heart, adorn your mind with knowledge of the sweetest kind. Love it. Okay. And then I went ahead because Rachel and Sue from Floss Toss we're going to be doing a Biscornu SAL. Never made a Biscornu, have no idea. Keeper of the Pins. It's gonna be one of those videos. I don't even remember where I was. I'll just be honest with you. So when this little transition doesn't make any daggone sense, this is why. I don't know where there was haul, there was Anabella's. I was showing you some patterns, and because that's what I got. And I wanted to show you what I had ordered from my market haul. And then at some point I had to go radio silent and not talk anymore because my basement got real crowded real fast. Let me just give you the other piece of Anabella's information update, which is so exciting. I got into the retreat. Are you excited? Please reach out. Let me know. I am so excited to start making a list and seeing and meeting Stitchy friends in person. The Asheville, if you didn't get in, I'm sorry, it sold out in 2 minutes. I don't know, just worked perfect. My fingers were fast, I guess, but I was so lucky to get a spot at the Asheville retreat with Anabella's in November. I will definitely be bringing you guys along, probably more than you want to go. So it's like you're going to be going virtually with me. So don't worry. If you didn't get in, I will definitely bring you along, show you lots of behind the scenes. I've never been to a retreat before. Maybe you haven't either. So this will be a fun retreat that we can do together. But if you are going to, I already know one friend, Laura, who is going to be there. So I'm looking for any other Stitchy friends, like some Tiger Lily friends. Let's meet up. Let's have fun. I'm planning on getting there Thursday night because it's about a 6-hour drive. And I think things start Friday morning. So I'm coming down Thursday night. So maybe we do a little pre-party. What do you think? Anyway, so that's my Anabella's news. As you can see, I did change venues, and so now I'm going to take just a couple minutes to give you a little life update, if in case you want to know what I've been doing, or where have I been, and why have I been doing it. Okay, so let's start with, I was downstairs in my studio. You couldn't see, but my studio has drastically changed in the last 2 weeks. My fabric wall hasn't been packed away, but I think at least 60% of the rest of my studio has been packed away because it needs to look pretty. You know what happens because things have to look pretty and the declutter and all the things? Because you're putting a sign in your yard and you're selling your house. So yes, Tiger Lily is moving, not moving far, not leaving Virginia. I'm just taking advantage of this crazy market and the fact that I am going to go from living in this house with me and my 2 kids and my dog to just me. And so I don't need all this. And so it's a perfect time for me to downsize and find a place that is just, so my kids are going off to college and going to go live their new best life. So Tiger Lily's moving. So with that, I'll be honest, like last week when I did my Project Keepers on 4/15, that was the Friday I didn't pop on because I was bombarded. I can't do a Project Keeper release and a floss tube on the same day. Too much work. But I appreciate and thank you guys so much for the support you gave me on my Project Keeper release. There are still a few left. If you want to, link down below. A couple of them are still handy. And to be honest with you, I don't think there's going to be a May release because of this whirlwind tornado ride that I'm on right now. Not a May one. If I had to guess, if there's a June one, it might be late. We'll just have to see. You know, that's the great thing about having your own business and doing your own things is I can zig and zag with the best of them because my house for sale wasn't supposed to be like a rocket out of it wasn't supposed to be lightning fast. I was decluttering and purging, and I had 2 weeks of donation truck pickups scheduled, and I was going to take my time and do it right. And so that way I wasn't packing things I didn't want to move. Like had all the best of them plan. Like I can plan with the best of them. But the reality is that unexpected changes and things happen in the neighborhood, and I just couldn't pass up. I couldn't not jump right on it and end up working like 15 hours a day. Patrick was here working days on end. My mom and dad have been here working days on end. We're getting her done to get her live and listed, and hopefully, knock on wood, knock on something, under contract real soon. I won't go into the details of it all, but if you could send a little good juju my way, I would appreciate it. And that's what I've got. So if I'm going radio silent, don't worry. Not that you were worried, but just in case, you know, don't worry. I'm still here. I'm still loving it. I'm still happy here doing all the things I do. I just had to zig and zag and leave my stitching in the project bags in my little wheelie cart and focus on getting the house ready to go. And that's what's happening today. So up until last night at 10 p.m., I was still packing boxes. Like, you can't put a car in my garage anymore. It's basically storage unit number 1. But so today I've got a cleaning crew here doing the final touches. Like, that was one thing I could delegate, and I was happy to do it. And so I've just been chasing around because I can't pack. I can't make a mess when they're here cleaning it up. So I was like, oh, it's a perfect time. I've got 30 minutes for free that I can come on here and talk to you guys. Little did I know, like, I was going to get run out of my studio space for them to come clean it. So I appreciate it. They're doing, but prior to me finishing up. So I had to come up to the top level in my bedroom, and which is all done and ready to go, and sit on the floor and give y'all the little final tidbits of my story. So that's the Tiger Lily Floss Tube. If this is your first episode, I mean, welcome. It's not usually this crazy, I promise you. Like, I stay on point. I have an agenda. Like, please go back and watch a couple of the other ones. But I wanted to answer because I've gotten a few reach outs, a couple like, where are you? You weren't here on Friday. Where? Yeah, and I wanted to just give y'all a little update. You're so sweet to reach out. I am good. Busy, but it's a good busy, and I'm excited for it. And that's what I got. So hopefully next Friday, like, I will be like, hopefully all the juju, hopefully I'll be back on Friday. I still will have to pack the house and move, right? That still has to happen, but at least it doesn't have to be at rapid warp speed, which is where we have been this little exercise. So that's it, friends. Happy stitching, happy sewing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.